आज हम इलेक्ट्रोकेमिस्ट्री यूनिट नंबर 3 क्लास 12 का डिस्कस करेंगे। बेसिकली इलेक्ट्रोकेमिस्ट्री होती क्या है? इट इज डिफाइंड एज द ब्रांच ऑफ फिजिकल केमिस्ट्री दैट डील विद द जनरेशन ऑफ एनर्जी फ्रॉम various spontaneous processes and use of that energy for the transformation of various non-spontaneous processes is called electrochemistry. Now, this electrochemistry have various application in the fields of medicines, in the fields of electrolytes, in the fields of redox reactions, in the fields of biological systems. Now, the first thing that we come through the electrochemistry is we know what are conductors. Before discussing the conductor, let us try to explain what are redox reactions. Those reactions in which the reduction and oxidation occur simultaneously, they are called redox reaction. Suppose we can take the example of zinc plus copper. When zinc loses 2 electrons, we can get zinc 2 positive plus copper gain 2 electrons to give copper metal or copper solid. Now, means one of the substance act as the substance which lose electron is called reducing agent. And the substance which gain electron is called oxidizing agent. Now, this oxidizing in redox reaction the reaction takes place at the cost of two. One is oxidizing agent, another one is reducing agent. These redox reaction play an important role in the field of electrochemistry. Now, the first thing that we study in electrochemistry is conductors. Means what are conductors? There are certain substances which allow the current to pass through them are called conductors, whereas some substances which does not allow the current to pass through them are called insulators. Now, the conductivity of the conductors is depend upon the nature of the metal, density of the metal and temperature. These are the three things on which the conductivity depends. Now, these conductors are again two types. One is metallic conductor, another one is electrolytic conductors. Now, these metallic conductor, these are those conductor which conduct electricity without any chemical change. But The electrolytic conductor are those which conduct electricity in aqueous solution or which undergo decomposition. Now, these metallic conductor involves transfer of electrons, but metallic electrolytic conductor involves transfer of ions, whether cation or anion. In metallic conductor there is no transfer of matter. However, in electrolytic conductor there is transfer of matter. Similarly, again in metallic conductor there is no chemical reaction or decomposition takes place. However, in electrolytic conductor there is decomposition of electrolyte or chemical. During the course of reaction there is chemical reaction takes place in case of electrolytic conductor. Now the conductivity of the metallic conductor is depend upon nature of metal, their density and temperature. Similarly, in case of electrolytic conductor, the conductivity depend upon nature of electrolyte, their solvation energy, temperature, etc. These are now the conductivity of the electrolytic conductor depend upon the electrolyte. And what is electrolyte? Electrolyte. The first and foremost thing is the study of decomposition of the electrolyte was studied by the Faraday. That is Michael Faraday, and according to the Faraday, electrolytes are those substances which undergo decomposition in aqueous solution. Anything which undergo the decomposition in aqueous solution, we can call them electrolyte. Now, these electrolyte are of two types. One is strong electrolyte, another one are weak electrolyte. What are strong electrolytes? Those electrolytes which undergo complete dissociation in aqueous solution, we can call them strong electrolyte. For example, NaCl, KCl, and AOH means alkalis. They are all called as strong electrolyte. What are weak electrolyte? They are those electrolyte which does not undergo complete dissociation. dissociation. Anything which does not undergo complete dissociation in aqueous solution we can call weak electrolyte. For example, acetic acid, ammonium hydroxide, sodium carbonate, etc. we can call weak electrolyte. Now the conductivity of the electrolyte is measured in terms of degree of dissociation, and it is this degree of dissociation is represented by letter alpha, and alpha equal to the number of number of molecule dissociated upon total number of molecules. It means the degree of dissociation represented by alpha, and alpha equal to number of molecule dissociated upon total number of the molecule of electrolyte. No, for strong electrolyte alpha equal to 1, it means there is complete dissociation and we can call alpha equal to 1, and for weak electrolyte alpha is always less than 1. It means in case of the weak electrolyte there is an equilibrium between the dissociated and undissociated molecule. Means dissociated ion and undissociated molecule there is an equilibrium. For example, acetic acid gives two types of the ions in aqueous solution, and there is an equilibrium between undissociated and dissociated ions. Now, the first and the foremost thing in case of the electrochemistry, we can study only weak electrolytes, because depending upon the dissociation their conductivity should increases or decreases with respect to different electrolyte. However, in case of the strong electrolyte, the degree of dissociation does not vary and we can measure the conductivity of strong electrolytes. Now, the conductivity of weak electrolyte, number one, depend upon means factor affecting conductivity of weak electrolyte. Number one, concentration of electrolyte. Concentration of now, in case of weak electrolyte, number one is the concentration, and increase in concentration decreases their conductivity. The reason is that concentrated electrolyte dissociated less in comparison with, means when we decrease the concentration their conductivity should be increases, It means we increase in dilution, increases conductivity. Because with increase in dilution, number of dissociated molecules are more than the undissociated molecule. So we can say increase in dilution increases the conductivity of electrolyte. Number 2, that is nature of electrolyte. In case of weak electrolyte, the conductivity depend upon the interaction with the ions. Means when the electrolyte dissociated less, there is decrease in conductivity. Similarly, third one is temperature. It means in case of metallic conductors, temperature decreases the conductivity of the conductor. However, in case of electrolytic conductor, temperature increases the conductivity. The reason is that in case of electrolytic conductor, with increase in temperature, dissociation increases. Dissociation means alpha increases, and there will be increase in conductivity of electrolytic conductor. The last one is solvation of electrolyte, solvation of conductor. Means when the solvent molecule or electrolyte surrounded by more and more number of oppositely charged molecule, it means their size should be increases, bulkiness should be increases, therefore their conductivity should be decreases. Means increase in solvation increases the bulkiness and decreases conductivity. The reason is that we can decrease the mobility of the ion should be decreases, therefore solvation decreases the conductivity of electrolyte or conductivity of conductors. Now we can go through some basics of the electrochemistry. Number 1 is what is electrolytic conduction. Now in electrochemistry we can study the weak electrolytes. What is electrolytic conduction? It is the power of electrolyte to conduct electricity. Conduct electricity is called electrolytic conduction. This electrolytic conductions, number one, depends upon Ohm's law. Number two, resistance. Number three, resistivity. Number four, conductance. Five, conductivity. Six, molar conductivity. Seven, equivalent conductivity. We can discuss one by one. Now, according to Ohm's law, the current produced by the conductor is directly proportional to their potential difference. Now, R I equal to VR, where R is the resistance of the conductor, or V equal to I upon R. It means, this is another way of defining the Ohm's law. The potential difference is directly proportional to the current and inversely proportional to the resistance offered by the conductor. Now, what is resistance? It is the obstruction in flow of current. Anything which obstruct the flow of current we can call resistance. Now, this resistance depends upon nature of material. This represented by capital letter R. Capital letter R is the unit of resistance, and mathematically R is directly proportional to length of the conductor and inversely proportional to area of cross section, where L is the length and A is the area of cross section. Now, this R equal to rho L upon A. This is called unit of, where rho is called resistivity. Or we can say it is called specific resistance. This is called specific resistance or resistivity of the conductor. Now, unit of R is ohm. Now, we can come to the specific resistance or resistivity. It means when length equal to 1 centimeter and area equal to 1 centimeter square, then R equal to rho. It means we can come to the definition of the resistivity or specific resistance. It is defined as the resistance offered by the conductor having, it is the resistance offered by conductor having 1 centimeter length and 1 centimeter square area of cross section. we can call specific resistance or resistivity of the conductor. Mathematically, since R equal to rho L upon A, therefore rho equal to R into A upon L. Now we can come to the unit of resistivity, that is rho equal to, since R is in ohms, therefore length in centimeter square, area in centimeter square, length in centimeter, we can get rho equal to ohm centimeter. This is the unit of resistivity. Now there are other basics of the electrolytic conduction, that is conductance. 4 is conductance, 5th is conductivity. Now what is conductance? It is the ease with which current flow through conductor. We can call conductance. It is represented by letter G, and G equal to 1 by R. It means conductance, it is the inverse of resistance. Now unit of G is 1 by R equal to 1 by ohm equal to 1 upon equal to ohm inverse R Simon, because 1 upon ohm equal to Simons. Similarly, we can come to the conductivity. It is the inverse of resistivity. Inverse of resistivity. R, it is the resistance, since K is, it is represented by letter kappa, and kappa is inversely proportional to rho. It means it is the inverse of specific resistance or resistivity. Now we can come to the definition. If L equal to 1 centimeter and A equal to 1 centimeter square, then kappa, that is conductivity, is the conductance of conductor having 1 centimeter length and 1 centimeter square area of cross section. Now unit of kappa equal to, since it is equal to 1 upon rho, it means 1 upon ohm centimeter equal to 1 upon equal to ohm inverse centimeter inverse. It is the unit, but in SI unit, 1 meter equal to 10 raised to power 2 centimeter, we can call 10 raised to 2 Simon meter, Simon centimeter. This is unit of conductivity. Now we can, in the next lecture we can discuss molar conductivity, equivalent conductivity, and some numerical on this basic unit. Thank you.